Billionaires Who Regret Fame, a Power Protocol documentary. We assume billionaires want attention. The headlines, the recognition, the status. But at extreme wealth levels, visibility becomes a liability. Some of the world's richest people actively avoid public exposure. Others, who became famous, openly describe it as a burden they would escape if they could. The question is, why does fame stop being an asset and become a threat? The myth, wealth equals fame equals power. Society links wealth with visibility. The richer you are, the more we expect to see you. This was not always true. For most of history, the ultra-wealthy operated quietly. Rockefeller, Carnegie, Vanderbilt. They were known, but they controlled their public image carefully. Media access was limited. Then came the celebrity CEO era. Steve Jobs, Richard Branson, Elon Musk, leaders who used personal brands to build companies. Visibility became strategy. Social media accelerated this. Now founders are expected to tweet, to post, to be accessible. But this shift created a problem. Extreme wealth and extreme visibility do not coexist peacefully. The more visible you are, the more vulnerable you become. And some billionaires recognized this early. Others learned it the hard way. Case study 1. Philip Anschutz, The Invisible Empire. Philip Anschutz is worth $10.7 billion. He owns the Anschutz Entertainment Group, the parent company of Coachella, one of the largest sports and entertainment conglomerates in the world. Teams, arenas, theaters, festivals. His influence on Los Angeles alone is massive. Yet most people have never heard his name. He has been called America's most reclusive billionaire. Throughout his career, he has given exactly 2 press conferences. 2. An economist who studied his impact described him as the Wizard of Oz. The man behind the curtain pulling the levers. Nobody sees him, yet he shapes entire industries. Anschutz did not accidentally avoid fame. He chose invisibility. Why? Because visibility invites problems. Media scrutiny. Activist pressure. Requests. Demands. Lawsuits. Remaining unknown allows him to operate freely, to build, to influence, without the friction that comes from being a public figure. He treats privacy not as a luxury, but as a strategic advantage. Case study 2. Elon Musk, visibility without intimacy. Elon Musk is the opposite. Worth over $200 billion and among the most visible people on Earth. But visibility has not delivered what people assume it does. In a widely shared reflection, Musk described standing on the brightest stages on Earth while feeling profoundly alone. He said fame gives visibility, not intimacy, that it camouflages loneliness rather than curing it. He explained that external success does not heal internal fractures. That fame puts lights on your pain. It does not fix it. It amplifies it. This is not a complaint about wealth. It is an observation about attention. When millions of people watch you, very few actually know you. Relationships become transactional. Friendships carry suspicion. Privacy disappears. Musk cannot go to a coffee shop without being filmed, cannot make a mistake without headlines, cannot express vulnerability without it becoming content. Fame at this level is not admiration, it is surveillance. And he has said explicitly, this is not the good part of being successful, it is the cost. Case study 3. Warren Buffett avoiding the magnet. Warren Buffett is worth $130 billion. He lives in the same house he bought in 1958 for $31,000. Drives himself. Eats at McDonald's. This is not because he cannot afford luxury. It is strategy. Buffett has said explicitly he does not want people knowing what he is worth, because visibility attracts attention, requests, and problems. Even with a relatively quiet lifestyle, he receives thousands of letters asking for money. Constant pitches, endless demands. He argues that strict privacy about finances is necessary precisely because public visibility magnifies unwanted pressure. Fame turns you into a target, not for admiration, for extraction. People see you as a resource, not a person. Every interaction carries an agenda. Buffett avoided this by keeping wealth visible. In theory, everyone knows he is rich, but invisible in practice. He does not flaunt. He does not broadcast lifestyle. This creates a buffer, enough distance that daily life remains functional. Case study 4. Mark Zuckerberg. Exhaustion with public blame. Mark Zuckerberg is worth $170 billion. For years, he absorbed public anger for problems he believes Facebook did not cause: misinformation, polarization, mental health crises. He has called his biggest mistake a 20-year pattern of accepting blame and apologizing for issues that were societal, not technological. Recent interviews describe him as done apologizing, frustrated that the company became a political lightning rod, that he spent much of his public life as a target for broader cultural anger. This is not about whether the criticism was fair. It is about the experience of being visible at that level. Every decision becomes a referendum, every feature a controversy, every mistake a scandal. Zuckerberg did not regret building Facebook, but he regrets how visibility turned him into a symbol people could project rage onto. Fame did not make the job easier. It made it exponentially harder. Case study 5. The Barclay brothers' privacy as philosophy. David and Frederick Barclay were identical twins, worth $4 billion combined before David's death in 2021. They built an empire spanning retail, newspapers, and property. Yet they were rarely photographed, avoided interviews, owned a private island. David once said, "We are private about everything we do." It stems from our philosophy of not talking about ourselves, or claiming how clever we are, or boasting about success. They were called the UK's most infamous reclusive billionaires, not because they did anything wrong, but because they refused to participate in the visibility economy. They treated privacy as a core value, not negotiable, not for sale. For them, wealth was about freedom and control, and fame threatened both. Being known meant being watched. Being watched meant being constrained. So they built an empire in silence and lived accordingly. The psychological cost of extreme visibility at billionaire levels, fame creates specific burdens. 1. Loss of privacy. You cannot move freely, cannot make mistakes privately, cannot have unguarded moments. 2. Public scrutiny. Every decision is analyzed, every relationship questioned, every purchase judged. 3. Security risks. Kidnapping, extortion, lawsuits, harassment. Visibility makes you a target for people seeking financial gain or harm. 4. Family exposure. Your children cannot have normal childhoods. Your spouse becomes part of the brand. Your relatives face unwanted attention. 5. Reputation fragility. One mistake, one bad headline, one misinterpreted comment, and decades of work can be damaged overnight. 6. Constant criticism. Wealth inequality debates, activist campaigns, media vilification. The richer and more visible you are, the more you become a symbol for systemic problems you did not create. Research on ultra-wealthy individuals shows many report feeling trapped by visibility, that fame feels less like status and more like exposure. Privacy becomes the real luxury, and anonymity the real power. Fame as a strategic risk. Beyond psychology, visibility creates strategic problems. 1. Regulatory attention. High-profile billionaires attract government scrutiny. Their companies become targets for enforcement actions. 2. Political pressure. Visible wealth makes you a convenient scapegoat during inequality debates or economic downturns. 3. Brand vulnerability. When you are the face of your company, personal controversies damage corporate value. One tweet can move stock prices. 4. Activist investors. Public billionaires face more pressure from shareholders, activists, and media campaigns demanding change. 5. Media distortion. Headlines prioritize conflict over context. One statement gets twisted into controversy. Clarification never reaches the same audience. This is why many billionaires deliberately stay invisible. It is not about modesty. It is about operational freedom. When nobody knows your name, you can act without every move becoming a story. You can fail without headlines. You can pivot without explaining to millions. Invisibility is not hiding. It is strategic silence. The privacy strategy of the ultra-wealthy. Many of the world's richest families actively avoid public lists. They use holding companies and trusts to obscure ownership. Register assets in jurisdictions with strict privacy laws. Avoid public investments that require disclosure. Forbes employs over 50 researchers across 16 countries to compile its billionaire list. Many subjects refuse to cooperate. Forbes relies on estimates, sometimes guesses. The wealthiest individuals are not always the ones on the list. They are the ones who successfully stayed off it. Quiet philanthropy is another strategy. Donating through foundations without personal credit, funding causes anonymously, influencing policy without public association. Some billionaires even create shell foundations with names designed to obscure the donor. One hedge fund billionaire named his foundation Matan Basita, Hebrew for anonymous gift. The goal is impact without exposure, power without visibility, because at extreme wealth levels, being unknown is the ultimate status symbol. Pattern analysis. 6 patterns repeat across these examples. 1. Visibility increases risk. The more public you are, the more you become a target for lawsuits, criticism, and physical threats. 2. Wealth magnifies scrutiny. Every action is interpreted through the lens of your net worth. Generosity is performance. Mistakes are greed. 3. Fame shifts focus. From building companies to managing image. From creating value to defending reputation. 4. Public pressure distorts decisions. Visible billionaires make choices based on how they will be perceived, not on what is strategically sound. 5. Privacy becomes power. The ability to act without explanation, to fail without audience, to live without performance. 6. The higher the net worth, the greater the incentive to disappear. Billionaires worth 10 billion have more reasons to stay invisible than those worth 1 billion. Modern implications. Social media amplified billionaire visibility whether they wanted it or not. Today's founders face more exposure than past industrialists. Rockefeller never had to tweet. Vanderbilt never faced Instagram mobs. Modern billionaires navigate constant visibility, and it reshapes how they lead. Some embrace it, use personal brands to build companies. Others resist, build structures specifically designed to keep them out of headlines. But all recognize, fame at this level is not the same as fame for actors or athletes. For entertainers, fame is the product. For billionaires, fame is friction. It does not help them build, it makes building harder. Closing. Money creates power. Fame creates vulnerability. The billionaires who regret fame are not ungrateful. They are realistic. They recognize that visibility does not deliver intimacy, that attention does not equal connection, that being known by millions means being understood by none. Some chose invisibility from the start. Others learned the hard way. But the pattern is clear. At extreme wealth, privacy is not a preference, it is protection. The richest people in the world are not always the ones you see. Often, they are the ones you never hear about. Subscribe to Power Protocol. We cover what matters and